We all want where we live to be clean, healthy, and pleasant. So I don't think it's a good idea to have people littering. So it's a question of seeing what we can do to ensure that where we live is neat, pleasant, and healthy. I also ran another campaign with a t-shirt. Can anybody read what it says? Yes, and I believe we should all be that because we have only one planet. I know people are going to Mars, but for the rest of us, this is the planet we have, and we need to take care of it. We've all heard about climate change, and in Ghana, I'm running a campaign to preserve an area we have called parks and gardens. The government is thinking of rezoning a portion of it so they can build a multi-story office building. We said no. It's meant for our parks and gardens. We have to protect our gardens, parks, and open spaces. So that's me done. If you're interested in joining the campaign, you're welcome to get back to me. We have the petition going, and all you need to do is to go to change.org, look for the petition, Parks and Gardens Accra, and sign it. So the government of Ghana knows that there are lots of people who care about the environment. That's me done. Anybody else?
Empress Claire. Today I'm doing a song with Prince Jackie, so I'm doing the backing vocals for him. I'm a programmer, I'm a master student. I actually teach computing, but on the side I do music in my spare time. I love reggae music and I love to see how the youth can be integrated into the community through creativity from their music and from their arts, whether it be poetry or spoken word. I'm still waiting for Prince Jackie now, so I'll hand over to the next person. The next one.
It's Kimber. I'm going to be one of the artists that's performing here tonight. I've worked over the last couple of years with kwaku and Sewa in creating a range of songs to complement the projects, the various projects that work on with the community. I'm a media administrator by trade, so I do various things within the community. I also do music outside of what I do with kwaku and Sewa. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi. I'm Jay Lano. I'm on Flavor Radio every Monday morning from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. every Wednesday night from 11 p.m. to 1 in the morning, and every Friday afternoon from 2 till 5. Yeah, I play 70s and 80s roots reggae, alright? 70s and 80s roots reggae and dub, alright? And I'm also got a residency at the Viber every first and last Monday of the month, playing 70s and 80s roots reggae. Alright, that's my field, yeah? 70s and 80s reggae throughout, but many roots, alright?
My name is Patricia. I'm a gospel artist that will be singing and performing today. The songs that I'm going to be singing are songs that I've compiled myself and been creating from a very long time. I've been trying to do an album for the longest time. I do work in the job centre. Been working in the job centre for 28 years. I now work part-time, and in my spare time I do create my music. So enjoy! Who's next? Hi guys, my name is Naomi. I'm here representing Bread Factor. We've got a little stand over there. Bread Factor is a youth competition for young children between the ages of 11 to 25, so up to kind of adultish age. But it's for rappers, singers, dancers, spoken word artists, and it's trying to shed a light on gun crime but in a different way. So instead of kind of taking a negative look on it or approach to it, we're taking a positive approach to it by giving the children a platform to show their talent while also sharing their opinions and what they feel about the whole subject, and using music to kind of bring a positive edge to it and bring some fun to it. So the competition, we've done the first stages where we've had the first round of auditions, and now some of the auditionees hopefully will be here to perform for you, giving a little bit of a practice and showcase their talent to you guys. And yeah, so the final show will be in November. Should I say that date or just go to the December 14th will be the final showcase, the final competition showcase where it will be happening in the Civic Centre. December 14th, so please, if you'd like to support the kids, then come along to that. Me, personally, I'm a singer-songwriter, I choir direct, I do lots of different things, but yeah, anything to do with music, I'm happy to take part in. That's just a bit about me.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Les McNeil. You've probably heard of the band called Tradition. I am, one of the members of the band. And we've got entertainment company. Also, we've just started academy, music and arts academy, which is NCFE approved. So it's university standard school, standard qualifications. We'd like, when kwaku invited me here, I was really pleased because, to be honest, we don't do this enough. I perform to a lot of people, but when it comes to us doing something together, it seems to be quite difficult. So everybody, I'm asking everybody here, please make a difference. All of us have got children. The future is bright because I think what they've really done, they've made a mistake because they've given us approval. And this disapproval, they cannot, nobody can say it's not official because it's from the universities and it's actually approved by the government. We have our international number for international students, but what I'd really like us to do is to start from here. So at the end of the night, if you'd like, please just give your contact details when we have the program sorted, so we can call everybody or send information to everybody and say this is what we can offer. So please, take the opportunity. They've given us a great opportunity, so thank you for listening. I hope I didn't bore you. Thank you.
Good evening again. I'm supposed to reinvent the wheel. So my name is lavalynxentertainment, the founder of BTWSC. Thank you so much for coming. We're expecting many more people, but we're really, really grateful to everybody who is here. So please give yourselves a round of applause for having come. There are so many people booking. They haven't altered that you have, despite the weather. We are very grateful to see you, especially my big brother here. Right, so without any further ado, if we can, Kimber, are you ready, please?
We can all do something, and one of the things I've done to help with this initiative, I've written a song called, well actually I didn't write the song initially, it was a group of young people, I think ages 13 to 16, group of young people in, what was the area we were? Neasden.
And it came from all over.
Yeah, it came from all over Britain. We got together, there was probably about 8 of them, and we wrote a song. We chose a piece of music, and the subject was, it's cool to love where you live. And so they had to write a song around that. So there were singers and there were rappers. And so they wrote the song, but sadly, they didn't maintain the interest. And so one of the things I think that's important about the initiatives that Ms. Selwa is doing at kwaku is we're trying to make this intergenerational, giving some moments to the young people, bringing them in to connect with the older generation as well, to let us all see how responsible we are for the community. So in their absence, I've written a song, written the lyrics, so hopefully you guys will appreciate it. Yeah? So if you could crank it right up, please, if it will go up, up. I'm gonna see what the volume sounds like, because I want you guys to be able to hear it. It doesn't sound funny initially. That sounds okay, doesn't it? Can you guys hear me? If you don't mind, if you can stand up, please, that would be great. Yeah? Yeah. This is where your home is, in the harmony. We'll get the chorus in a minute. It says, look around, all right? So listen, this is the first verse. They say home is where the heart is. Why is home they're talking?
Fly tippers, litter, trash, you know, garbage. The conversation is deep. Well, where should we start? This bread's the borough, but it reaches far beyond. It's the states, the high rise, it blows the mind's eye. The dark things that happen beneath the bluest skies, ungratefulness disguised in outward neglect to upkeep for local streets. There's a lack of respect. Mattresses, liquor bottles containing a couple swallows, leave London looking like the place pigs wallow. Underneath the city lights, I wonder what the city's like. The suits and ties, cosmopolitan city types, and there with yellow brick roads and streets paved with gold. The citizens behave to a whole nother code. Can London set the tone with its strength of the pound? It's something you gotta ask if you take a look around. Look around. Are you proud of what you see? Your environment is your responsibility. This is where your home is. It deserves some harmony. Stop neglecting you. Yeah. Hey, the future is bright, though the present can seem dim when people don't see the light of taking care of their ends. But if it becomes a trend and put litter in the bin, there's no telling the power signal that this could send. Transmit the values, transform the mouths who speak negative about London town too. It can astound you, environment surrounding you with yeah, hey, look around. Yeah, are you proud of what you see? Your environment is your responsibility. This is where your home is. It deserves some harmony. Stop neglecting you and stop neglecting me. If you know it, say look around. Are you proud of what you see? If you know it, say your environment is your responsibility. We'd love to see you smile, sis. Oh, we love those teeth, those are lovely. There's some harmony. Y'all can smile, y'all can move. We ain't gonna bite each other, are we? Come on, we here for the community, come on. Hey, look around. I cannot hear you. Your environment is your responsibility. Okay, so this is the thing. So we came out here, right? In the rain, right? I'm the first. So y'all got space to get warm, but the mic is already warm. So let's try it one more time, okay? I don't know if you're angry, I don't know if the food wasn't good, it was free. Definitely was free, it smelled good to me. So the song goes, look around. Are you proud of what you see? Your environment is your responsibility. This is where your home is. It deserves some harmony. Stop neglecting you and stop neglecting me. You say, look around. Are you proud of what you see? Come on, sis. Your environment. She's a singer, right? Responsibility. This is where your home is. It deserves some harmony. Stop neglecting you and stop neglecting me. Look around. Are you proud of what you see? Come on, come on. Your environment is your responsibility. This is where your home is. It deserves some harmony. Stop neglecting you and stop neglecting me. All right.
Also can get it online, but we're going to try something. One of the first projects we did with Kimber was in housing, and we're going to see the technology work. So when I press play, I'm expecting sounds coming back. If not, we'll leave for another day. So can you help people that when I press play? We'll see how the technology goes. Yeah. So this was going to be, I'm not going to be performing too many lyrics with this one, but this is a song from about, I think like 7 or 8 years ago. Wow, that's ancient for real. So, but when it goes off, I'm going to hopefully catch some of the lyrics and then we could just say it together, yeah? And this will reduce height like landfills, the song. Yes, yes. Can you turn it up? Can we turn it up? Is that as loud as it goes? Mother Earth.
Boy, I thought this was a sound system culture, man. I was expecting my head to come off. Tip it on the body there. If you really care about the community, let me just see you just move a little bit. Put on the body tip. Fly tipping. Fly tipping. Fly tipping. Tip it on the body tip. Hey, fly tipping. Fly.
It's your prerogative to keep the neighborhood clean. So think green, recycling, reuse your own.
You never thought you'd be moving to recycling like that, did you? Man's a snake and putting the recycling out the bin. Oh. Well, listen, guys, that's my contribution to the night. If you like what you heard, please do support. Also online and just help distribute and push the movement out. As people have said, it takes the community getting involved for us to really do something collectively, all right? So I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for having me. Peace and blessings.
Just to explain, Kimbo is part of a process. This is BTPPOC and BBMPMC called Music for Courses. Yeah, the courses is CAUSES. And we've worked with Kimbo over the years. One of the first things we did was, there used to be a peace week. Who remembers Peace Week in September? He did a song because what I'm trying to say is that we can creatively engage with issues. I think something like fair trade. It's a broad subject for most people. But he's done a couple of songs on fair trade. We did peace, we did fair trade, we've done African history, and in fact, we're going to launch Harrow African History Season October the 11th at Harrow Civic Center. Kimbo will be performing, and then that's the 11th. On the 25th, he's used the music to do a hip-hop musical. So you need to go to African History Plus.eventbrite where you can see all our events, yeah? So we've done quite a few things with Kimbo, recycling and litter. I mean, as Michelle said, her passion is the environment. She's been doing over 20 years before she came to this country, and recently she's been in Ghana, and she's been holding the government to task on their cutting down trees and plants. Of all places, what is called parks and gardens, where you expect them to be encouraging planting, and they want to build on there. So that's why we're the teacher today, eco-conscious. So Kimba, he and Brother Andrew Mohammed and myself, October 11th, Harrow Civic Center launch. So Kimba, he has to run, but thank you, Kimba. Okay, one more time. Okay. Right, I know Melody is in the house. I know Patricia is in the house. Patricia and Melody, have you given your tracks to the sound system that's funding XF? Have you given your stuff to them because you can't perform without that? So Melody, if you have it, make sure they have it. Patricia, if you have it, make sure they have it. But in the meantime, Jasmine, maybe you need to have, did you speak earlier on? Where's Jasmine? Yeah. Did you speak earlier on? Okay, well, get the mic now. Because this is supposed to be for community. So if you're an artist who wants to know, or in the community you want to talk, you just come and tell us what you do. So go ahead. I know your people aren't here, but you can talk about the Brennan factor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're well. As much as, thank God that we are here today. For those who are coming, we grant them travelling mercies. So, the Brent factor is very close to my heart. It's all to do with anti-knife crime. It's all to do with giving youth a voice to express themselves through the arts. And I must say, a lot of people have said, why do we only introduce our younger generation to the arts? I'm not saying that they're only good at arts, because they are good at many things, but this happens to be a way which is quite attractive to the youth, and they seem to be sort of like warming towards it. It takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of trust from us, the Brent Factor, to actually reach out to the youth, because right now, because it is, and I'm saying was as well, 10 years of austerity, so the trust and everything has really gone. So we're trying to bring that about. We're really trying our hardest, and we really ask you today to, take some flyers, take some posters, and do hand them out, because there is a difficulty, and I'm not going to stand here and say everything's going well. There is a difficulty there are a shortage of youths that really wants to come forward. And I don't know if it's because of the gangs where they feel that they are sort of like, you know, let's call it, they'll think that the gangs will probably think that they're horses, let's just say that. But it's not. It's giving them the road to success, a road to another viewpoint in life, rather than thinking that the road and the gangs and the drugs is the best way to go. So it's very close to my heart. I have 3 children, 2 of which are boys, and I must say they're incredibly good children. I have a daughter, she's on her way here to contribute to the Bread Factor alongside Naomi. And you know, I really believe that if we work collectively into the community, we will do and make massive movements. So it's not just about the Bread Factor, it's about us working together to make this work. Because the Bread Factor cannot stand up on its own without yourself from DWP, is it? WDP, and anyone else, any other organisation in this room. We need to link together to make it work, okay? Because I'll be saying this right now, you see, us as black people, we think that we can do it by ourselves, and we can't, okay? We can't. You have to be truthful to yourself. We have to make a stand and say, right, no man is an island. Who sang that song? Dennis Brown. No man is an island. You can't do it on your own, and I don't want to do it on my own. Yeah, so let's work collectively. It is a really good initiative, and we really want the kids to be warm to it, and it's helpful through you guys. It's helpful for you guys grabbing a handful of leaflets and just handing it out to the kids when you see them. Some may throw it on the floor, but so what? Do you know what I mean? At least we are trying to do something, isn't it, Councillor? Right, okay, so thank you very much. But that's my vision, the Bread Factor. And I have my daughter at the back, Amoydale, and I have Naomi, and I have Diane there. Diane, do you want to say a few words as well? You know, because you have also been on that journey with me. Hasn't been easy, as I said, but we work towards a brighter future. And also, my goodness, Pastor Lloyd, can you come here as well, please? Because you need to actually, because this is a lady that has many talents, you know. She's our street Pastor Lloyd. She does a lot in the community. She's actually on Chalk Hill. What is it called? Chalk Hill? Chalk Hill? I'll let her.
Good evening, everybody. You know, I feel blessed to be here and see so many of you here today. You know, we're not all perfect, but we know we've got a crazy world going on right now. And it's a pleasure just to be here. I'm Street Pastor Lloyd with Jasmine and Diane and everybody else who knows her. But I do the community for Chalk Hill radio station as well. I do my gospel part, but I also go in the community, not just the church, but in the community, because there's a lot of things is going on, is speaking to the young people, trying to understand what is making them tick the way it is. And to tell you the truth, it's deeper than what you think. It ain't gonna just be resolved over the night. And we need the authorities as well to work with. And as Jasmine said, we cannot work on our own. We have to start come together. If we don't come together, it's going to get worse and worse. If you think it's bad now to what I've got to find out as we go furthermore into our talk, you will get to understand why we have to come as a team and not to come with our old mentality way. Because this generation is much faster than what you realize. So I hope this is an encouragement to enlighten you and encourage you. Because some of you got children and grandchildren and family members, and it's not easy seeing if they go out through that door and coming back home safely. And you know, that's working as a unity, and it's also prayer. Because that's what we lack in the community. It's prayer, community, it's helping each other. Like I heard that brother was talking about back in the days with his parents. Yeah, we only had 3 channels. We didn't have luxuries or whatever. So there's a lot of things change. Technology change, people change, societies change, even the government needs help. So we cannot do it on our own. So I hope these few words will encourage you.
And just to say, do you know, to
get our kids on the roads today, right? I'll be honest. It takes, well, for the drug dealers to get our kids. You know what it takes? Who can guess what it takes for them to sort of capture them? Chicken and chips. One Kentucky box of chicken and chips, and that's their life gone. Yeah? So, I tell you, let's make a difference. Really, truly, let's make this difference today. Let's make an oath to say, you know what, we're going to do our best in our own little space. I'm not saying that the brain factor is the cure, but it's part of a solution. So let's be a part of the solution.
Okay. Right, I don't know what to say. I think they've said everything, to be quite honest with you. But I think I'm going to take it back to when my parents and many other parents came over. My parents were from Jamaica. They were from Maxfield Avenue. For those of you who know the Channel 1 studios or heard of Channel 1 studios, my dad lived right near there, my mum lived further down the road. So they built our foundation, okay? So we have to keep that going. Somewhere along the line, we've lost that respect and manners. So, you know, I'm all for messing about. It's you know, there's a line when it comes to young people, but respect is two-way. So as adults, we need to set an example as well, because I tell you, I see some behaviours of some of elders in our community, and I think to myself, that's why some of our young people are like that, because they are not role models, some of the elders in our community. You know, I was raised by a king and a queen, and I had an amazing husband as well. I lost all three last year, and I will keep their legacies alive. And I've got my big brother over here, who's Fitzroy, from FX family. He's a great influence in my life as well, and together we're part of the village. And we're reaching out. There's Jasmine's part of it, there's quite a few of us that are part of it, and it's about reaching out to our young people as well, but there's elders in the community as well that people are lonely. Okay, I watched and I'm watching elders in our community. They're very lonely. My mum was diagnosed with vascular dementia last year. My mum was a very strong lady, and it broke my heart to see how my mum went downhill. My dad used to own harlsden cars, so harlsden means a lot to me. I grew up in Brent. Yeah, I was raised in Brent. I'm a Sunday school leader at St Mary's Church. I was christened, confirmed, I got married there. I'm on the church committee. But whoever, you know, it's not about, you know, so I don't preach God to anybody. Like I say to people, as long as you've got goodness in your heart, so we're talking about environment, our attitudes need to be cleaned up, okay, more than anything else. That's where we need to start. We need to clean up the environment, but our attitudes need to be cleaned up as well. And I think it's amazing what Jasmine is doing. I met Jasmine last year, amazing. Yeah, the bread factor, I'm all for the bread factor, and I will do what I can. And when you hear their new song, written by this beautiful young lady, Naomi, listen to the words, amazing. And Amoy, when you hear them perform, you will just listen to the words, it's so touching. I won't give any lyrics away. Okay, and can I just say, WDP, I've not known for very long, okay, represented over here, they do amazing work. I've sat in on 2 sessions, and the influence and inspiration, yeah, to young people. You deal with exclusions as well, or suspensions. I sat in on a session on Thursday and last Monday, and they're amazing. And Pat, I worked with her in the job centre. Yeah, amazing lady, so gifted, and we dealt with so many situations. Working in the job centre taught me so much. I saw people that suffered so much. I also helped out with food bank as well. So, you know, people say that there are people suffering. I know people that abuse, you know, certain organisations, but there are people suffering, believe me. But everybody has gifts inside of them, and together we need to come together, you know, work together, and just make a difference. And kwaku, can I just say thank you as well? Met you last year, and it's amazing. You and thank you for all that you're doing.
And can I actually just bring up the rest of the rest of the bread factor, please, which is Naomi and Amoy. She's just coming back. Because this is what the bread factor is about. It's about the younger generation and the youth. And I want to hand the microphone to these 2 wonderful people.
evening. I'm Wayne and with the Bread Factor, I'm the youth support. So what I do is when the youth are doing their thing and they're singing, I kind of guide them because I do music in college, so I studied everything music. So I kind of have, I got knowledge of stage presence and how you're meant to be on stage because I perform in front of people. And I know sometimes it can be a bit nerve-wracking, but I guide them and tell them, all right, just be calm, be yourself, and let the song, whatever you feel in the song, let the people know, because sometimes us as youth don't know how to, we don't know how to explain ourselves to older people, because like sometimes it will maybe be like we're being rude, but we're just talking. But I tell them, however you want to express yourself to people, let them know through a song. If you're feeling angry, let them know so that they don't, I'm angry. Well, let's work together and see how we can calm my angers. And this is what I do with them. And I love it, I enjoy it, because I made friends with some of them as well. So I enjoy what I did with Bread Factor. Over to Naomi.
Yes, so just to add on to Amoy, I'm kind of there to guide, to help. So we'll be doing workshops for the second, heat. Second heat, we'll be doing workshops and helping them to develop their talents and get comfortable with who they are as an artist. Before even getting on the stage, get them to think differently as well, so that they're not thinking small. They realize who they are. They've got, such an influence inside of them. But me personally, I feel kind of like the middleman between the older generation and the younger generation. I've got an ability to kind of communicate and fit in with both, and so I feel like that's kind of where I fit in the puzzle piece. So for me, I finished uni almost 3 years ago now, and since then I've been on my journey to becoming a professional singer, doing everything from backing singing, choir directing, and I've been very privileged. All the opportunities that I've been given, I don't boast about because I know they could have easily been someone else. But what I feel that my role is to, show them that it is possible that they can do what they believe they want to do, because a lot of people would say, go and do a part-time job or, do things like that. But I was like, no, I'm quite rebellious. But in that rebelliousness, I want to do my best and I want to bring quality to everything that I do. And so I'm kind of passing that on to the kids. Don't want to talk too much.
Okay, next one.
Just touching, we have the second heats of auditions in Red Cross Shopping Centre on the 21st and the 22nd of October. We're actually doing from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be tiresome, but we're really going to put it out there, to get our kids. Yeah. So we're going into another bar. It's not just about Brent, because knife crime is not just in Brent. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Can you walk one more time for the Bread Factor? Okay. We go all the things. We did our best. In fact, the promotion this time I think was better. So those that are here, those that are here. And we've got Melody. Last time when we did this, I promised that we need to repeat it because the vibes were very good. And the technology wasn't the best. We got the technology sorted out. And I said we want to repeat it, and I made sure that I could get Melody. He doesn't live in London. Make sure we can get someone who's very local, Patricia. And I hear Prince Jackie. Where's Claire? I don't know. Prince Jackie is usually quite good. Last time I didn't have to remind him he was here. And so you don't have to call me. I said I was going to be here and I was here. And we'll be communicating, I know we're promoting areas, but no, the local station is promoting, so I don't know what's going up. But I'm sure you will make it before 9:30. So, Mr. Melody. Mr. Melody. Is in the house? Is Mr. Melody in the house? I'm not seeing him. Okay, you know something? just because we decided to find you. So, Patricia, are you happy to pick up the microphone? Because I think people have heard others talking and would like to have some performance. So, Mr. Fitzroy, Patricia's CD is set up, right? The CD. Okay, in that case, can we give a warm hand to our local lass, Patricia? We do different styles of music, but since Tavistock Hall is allied to a church, it's good that we also know gospel music in the house. So one more time, Patricia!
Good evening, wonderful. How are you all doing? Have a good week? Yes? No? But you know what, I'm just really grateful. Every day I give thanks for life. Because without the Most High, we would not be here today. So I always, every day ask God to just give me the tools, the wisdom, the knowledge to know exactly what to do in my circumstances. I work in the job centre, so I've been working with Harlsden Job Centre for the last 28 years. Well, I'm telling a lie actually. I went to the one in Wilson for 27 years, and I've moved to Harlsden now, and I've been here for this year. It's been a challenging one, because I'm working and living within my community, and seeing people come and go. So yeah, I'm grateful for my gift, and I know that the Lord has blessed me with this gift, so I pray that you would bless. I don't know what your experiences are, what your challenges are, but I pray that when I sing, it will inspire you to move forward in whatever area that God has blessed you to move forward on this journey in your life. So first I'm going to sing is a very regular song, popular song, called Amazing Grace. This is my own take on it, so be blessed. If you want to stand up, you want to clap your hands, you want to, yeah, whatever you do to make yourself feel good, please do. Okay, let's go. Amazing Grace.
qualification, which is accredited by NCFE, and that will last you a lifetime. Or if you have a young person.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Or relatives.
Fantastic.
And the cost is free.
Good, so you can't do more than free. Can I just, thank you Ozzy, but I really want to recognize Les.
Yeah.
Because he's part of the band called Tradition. Tradition came out of this area. In fact, I did a document called Brave Black Music History, and I didn't interview you, but I interviewed Paul. So you guys used to decide to debate with young stuff, records down Road. You release some stuff on RCA. So look, next year, 2020 is Brent is a cultural battle, right? There's a lot of focus on reggae. Make sure they know the history, they've seen the lesson, you know the lesson about this tradition. So they give one more, because in terms of the music history, these guys, they're real bands, not people who use just programming, right? I say, it's fantastic, using programming. I mean, bittersweet, not bitter, Unfinished Sympathy. Yeah, by the Bristol Band, what they call Unfinished Sympathy. Bristol Band, Massive Attack. Most of them are not musicians, they use technology. Right? There's no electricity, they can't create music. These guys, if there's no electricity, they can create music because they're real musicians. So please, can you one more time for less of okay, for a local artist, we're very glad to move on, and I see one of the artists has come. But look, this guy's come all the way from outside London. Anywhere we don't work for, it's outside this place. And it's gone well past Watford. So you really have to give a big welcome. And I have to say, actually, you know something, if you don't give a welcome, it's still not to, because last time when I was here, we rocked the place and I said, oh, that's one of the reasons we had to come back. Right? So you're not going to road trip. Can you please give it out for Melody? There you go. What did I see?
Patricia, sister, that song was sweet. Yeah? Let's give Patricia a round of applause. Everybody, are you feeling good? Yeah? Who was here last time when I were here? Huh? Just two? I have news for you. I'm just one of your secrets. Admirer. I'm just one of your secrets. Admirer. Last time you come and say, yeah, but I tell you, I've been passing the days and passing the night. You don't know what's going on in my mind. Make sure you get the good side. You don't know. Yes. Right, let's get this party started. Listen, it's not the time for sitting down. You know. These kind of tune are bought so that we can go up there and catch a vibe. Number 3, you first, number 3. Yes. Alright. Yeah, let's get lively. Oh man, that's so hard. Bless you. Thank you very much. It is nice. Yes. Alright. When you're ready, this one is on YouTube, this tune. You can buy it on iTunes, look up Melody, and when you're ready, play it. Turn it up, turn it up. When I have a nice time, turn it up. Oh, are you really in love with me? Love me with your marry me. And it's what we love us for. The last one, and we go. It's come. When you're ready, keep going. No, number 5. No, sorry, my bad. See? Stop there and becoming it wrong. Where you want? Number 4. Sorry. Speed it up. This one is out on streets as well. I think you know it. Yeah. Sing with me. When you're home and that begins to be fall, and I can't see you out of your feet. With your eyes to remember the taste of love. With your eyes to smile from your cheek. And darling, yes, 17. Yeah. And darling, my heart still burns and stays sweet. You see, I'm people call it love in mysterious ways. Maybe distance or trouble, me, I'm falling in love with you. I just wanna tell you that take me into your love. Stay with me, everyone come here, man. Kiss me under the light of a thousand stars. Place your head on my beating heart. Thinking out loud, we found love right where we are. I will never and the cloud don't remember my name. When my hands don't work the same way, I know you will still love me the same. Oh baby, you know what? I'm gonna stop it there. I'll tell you why. We are not coming like that far. Stop that. Wait a minute. Stop that. Me see I don't come in. We see your eyes, let me see them. Wait there. This is a personal thing, man. Wait there. Number 5. This one dedicated to you. You're sending me crazy. You might know those pop stars. Yes, don't watch. Melody. Number 5. No, number 4. Everybody, this is a nice tempo. So come in, let's celebrate this tune. Number 5. Number 5. Now you hear me. What is his name again, sweetness? Sharon. That's the way that you are right there, Sharon. Did you hear what he said? Turn up the rhythm, coming out. Honey, the item and Charlie, like them I said that you want me. I'm head over heels, yo, crazy for
He's a showman. He's making all this effort. He's loving that some of the ladies in the house. And just give him a win or a hand clap. He's come all the way from North. Now you're talking. But I need to ask you a question. What was on track 4? What was on track 4?
Track 4?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jack 5, next 70 pounds.
Okay. All right. So, next time, and I'm quite happy for us to get him back. So, one more time, please, Melody. Okay. Thank you. E.T., come over. We opened the space for not just young people, whoever wanted to do some PA. And so you need to put your machine on. So, eating was introduced by the way, can I just say those in the house? We've got a lady selling some African artifacts over there, please. So, if you've got some spare money, do make an effort. We've also got Sean Kane, who's talking at the moment and can't hear me. He's the reggae quiz master, and he's got some books. He's at the back. So, if you hear the quiz, you may want to buy some of his books. So it's got quite a number of reggae trivia books at the back. We've got Mr. Jay Lana, who spoke earlier. He's a DJ. He's got DVDs, records. In fact, I put some vinyl because I released some vinyl about 20 years ago. All of a sudden, buyers are getting, I don't know what's going on, but there's an interest in the vinyl. So I've sent quite a few. So I put a couple there. We've got our books, our DVDs. Do support us if you can. But eating is eating, right? So eating was introduced by, by the way, well, Prince Jackie, can you give it up for Prince Jackie? Who is performing the moment? We started out with the sound man, hasn't he? So eating, tell us a bit about, hold on, put your mind there. It's moved. On the bed. Okay, so tell us a bit about yourself whilst I'm practicing.
My name's Franklin, but I go by Mr. Eaton. Rapping, but I did a melody to it as well. This song has nothing to do with the environment, it's just about a job that was trashed. So let's see if we can go ahead when you're ready. Hi, hello. My income hardly covers my expenses. Just out, always there is no reward investments. Need financial security, my money needs protection. No feeling any growth, but affected by inflation. If money talks, then like money, what it is saying. Only seeing negative when looking at my statements. Ironic how for what done with time I receive a payment. Working 40 little man is feeling like enslavement. This is a job that everyone can relate to. We're all trying to make money, but all we do is make do. My boss would never take money, they never try to save you. Every day I ask myself what they do, look my work equates to. I put blood, sweat, tears and shit, but I don't even nowhere near what I give these targets. But I still feel like I'm just in the race when I should clear you. Rich on the big girls, even with disrespect. Nowhere to move, not any step. I treat this job like the internet, it's not up to speed, I have to disconnect. Overworked and underpaid. Feel so overworked and underpaid. Overworked and underpaid. Feel so overworked and underpaid. I don't care how much money you need to pay me. I'm gone if I feel underappreciated. Used to love this place, but now I'm on this place. All I feel these days is hatred. Sometimes it feels like I am a felon and I'm stuck in a box with a sign of progression. I can leave anytime, any second, but I have to go soon because time's of the essence. Even with all of my income, I feel calm. I know everything about this job, but it's still single. Doing all the right things, but it still appears wrong. Every day I have to be strong. I have to keep on going. Money doesn't grow on trees, you only reap what you're sowing. Where's my peace? Cause my bread isn't growing. My cash isn't flowing. These accounts are frozen. Overworked and underpaid. So overworked and underpaid. Overworked and underpaid.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Princess Jackie also wrote this place on July 1st, which was International Reggae Day, and he's come back. So I've got the 3 performers that we promised you, but he's come back with Sister Claire. So they're going to do one track together. So can you please put your hands together for Princess Jackie of the Royals? I hope you play the track with Claire. And Mr. Prince Jackie has been in this game since the mid-60s, 1965. Time is short, so you pretty much have to go into music, so I'm going to set it up straight away. Thank you.
Greetings to each and everyone in the name of His Most High King Selassie, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering land of the tribe of Judah, elect of Jah Rastafari, and rightful ruler, Selah. Greetings to each and everyone, so honored that Empress Moose is in the house. Sister Patricia, great singer, and later on I'm introducing for the first time, singing a duet. For the first time in my life, after singing since 1965 as the Waterman for Prince Buster World Records. 1965 I did 2 sketches called Save My Man Out the Fire. Next year, Gladstone Anderson, the great pianist, took us to Federal Records where we made our first song as the Royals called House Upon the Hill. The next week he took us to Treasure Island as the Drew Creed, and we did the first rocksteady tune ever that the Royals ever did called We Are in the Mood. Alright, now I'm doing my own thing now. I'm 65, so you know that when you hear them say about when you are 60 your life done, you get pension and you wait for them. No, that's a myth. And if you believe in that myth, it will reach you. You start walking with stick, you start getting ailments and all kind of things, because that's what the system puts in your mindset from you're approaching those kind of age. Don't fall for that. When you used to live in time gone by, hundreds and hundreds of years, yeah? You got sin, cut my lifespan. But if you live good and you live right, look at me, 65. Don't I look awesome at 65? Don't I sound empty? Don't I sound empty? Don't I sound powerful? Yeah, because I've got Jah Rastafari right now. And I write some praises for the Most High. I can't write no songs. If you say, Prince Jackie, write that tune for me, no, I can't do it. But when I get inspiration from His Majesty, and He comes in me, and He gives me that iration, and lifts me an iration, and a Rastafari vibration, I do it. And I have been doing it for 58 years. Let's go. First track is called Tell Me Why, from my new album coming out later on this year, early next year, on my own label, Copper and Pen Music, because that's where I'm going to go. I never born in a live award, you believe, no? I born in last week named Copper and Pen, when it was just tracks. Okay, let's drop the track. Tell Me Why. And listen to the lyrics. Very important. I want everybody to be quiet and take in these lyrics, because these are going back to reggae, or reggae used to be made. Not these computer things. Musicians play for me. I was brought up with computer, I brought up with musicians, great musicians, from a little boy. Come on, drop the track. Track 1. Here we go.
Poor people are sleeping on streets of Saturday, can't get no food to eat. The rich are having a feast, living in their castles streets. Oh, tell me why, oh why, oh, tell me why, oh why. They're spending years in the skies, while the whole world old and dies. Oh, tell me why, oh why, oh, tell me why, oh why, tell me why, tell me why. How can you be a bomb when the cost of living is high? Sometimes I sit down and cry while I'm sidewalk. I don't know the reasons why. I would like to try. Oh, tell me why. Oh, why? Oh, tell me why. Oh, why? You why, you why? Eyes are eyes. I just stop for life. Now sit down with me, my old dear. Now sit down with me. We've got to find a solution because we know what's going on. We know what they're doing to the youths. We know why. They're trying to destroy an allied race and create a new race in this world. That you know the race that's coming. You can see it every day. It's in black and white. I need to say no more. That's the race they're creating. And the race, the black true race. But in a Prince Jackie case, that can't happen. I'm singing for my people. I'm singing for injustice. I'm singing for the oppressed. Whether white, black, or blue, or green. Once your heart is pure and clean, you can always come in my world. Yeah, drop the next track. Track 4. This is for all the oppressors here tonight. Dennis Brown gave me the melody for this song. With this song for Gigi is in 1972 called Don't You Cry. I used 2 lines and I said to Dennis, I want to do this song. It's a nice song, but it's too short. I'm going to orchestrate it. And then here it comes. It's called Don't You Cry. Track 4, sorry. Track 4, yeah. Don't you cry. All empresses, big up on yourself and get inspiration from these lyrics. Yeah, no matter what you're going through, there's always a chance. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Orchestrated, arrangements, going back to the old school. Yeah, intro. That's what we used to do. Here we go. Don't you cry, don't you cry. Don't you ever cry, girl. Don't you cry, don't you cry. Don't you ever cry, girl. Don't be good, don't be good. Tell me what's on your mind. Just know to jazz at your side and you lot forever be your guide. I'm going to introduce to you now for the first time singing a duet together. Empress Claire, we're currently recording an album with her, which is going to be so awesome. And we've got a few tracks that we already doing, and it's all original. And here she comes. Can somebody film here? The Empress, come on. Empress Claire, I'd like you to declare. Yeah, that right? Empress Claire, I would like you to declare. Is that the word to say? Like when I go to customer and say, have you got anything to declare? And you have 10 background, you know. And you say, no, they have one background, you know, officer. And you don't you. All right, she's come to declare. Yeah. Yeah? Well, play the guys. Yes, go ahead.
And the young man, since we talked about reggae history, I need to drag someone in here. He came on early, and my brother, people need to know you, I'm sorry. People need to know you. I bet you don't know who this guy is, right? And that's fine, that's fine. Prince Jack is talking about starting 1965. Before 1965, my brother here was doing the business, right? And he's been around this area for a long time. Anybody know of Millie? Anybody know of Millie? Yeah. Well, that's not her. But what was her hit? What was her biggest hit? If in 1964 you bought her record called My Boy Lollipop, that sold about 2 million records. On the B side, this is the guy that wrote the song. Something what? Gotta be done. Something's got to be done. This guy is called Tony Washington. So you know all on the internet. When you get home, Google My Boy Lollipop, the UK release, and they've been on record. So, this is history. My Boy Lollipop. It went to number 2 both in the UK and America. Very unusual for reggae, or it wasn't reggae, it was ska, for a Jamaican record to get into the top 10 in America. It did. This guy was there. He is also an artist in his own right. He was signed to Island Records, and a producer and a musician. So, after this, Sean is getting ready. Sean Kane is getting ready to do his reggae trivia. I'm hoping that Jackie is ready because they got to do one song a matter of time. So, I'm wondering, you know, if you guys are ready, you're ready. Okay. Can you give it up for Tony Washington? And can I just say, you guys are going to have a surprise. You guys are going to have a surprise, but it was not planned. We're going to have a special guest in a moment. But Jackie, this is the last one you have to do. I'm sorry, time-wise.
So which one do you want to do? The last one? All right, one back on. Then we'll see the time over here.
Can I just say, do you guys know John Mark that died recently? If you're ready. Right. Joy, she died about a month ago. Tony Washington wrote and produced one of her tracks. Can you mention, tell us?
You are their champ. That's the track. That's the track.
You understand?
You are their champ. If I get a chance, you silly so-and-so.
You have your chance. It's all right. It's all right. When you type the name in YouTube, that is likely to come. So you see, people that we have in here. It's not about numbers, it's about quality. And if you're interested, I'm seeing Sister Olin there, right? And we're talking about reggae in this area. We bring some of the people who are the foundations. People like my man Tony Washington, certainly Prince Jackie. So I think Claire and Prince Jackie are ready. Go for it. No, hold on. Now I need to do the people. Share, I think I was come in and let me introduce you guys. In fact, I'm just saying Claire, but what name do you go on?
Empress Claire.
Oh, sorry. So we are going to have Empress Claire and Prince Jackie for the first time of the Royal. So we bring
having a big celebration for Joy Mac at the Vortex, with Tashay Makina, Rasta Queen, Melon C, and everybody over there. Remember Sister Judy Mawat from No Problems? She's the DJ over there on a Friday night, ladies' night. So come on, if anybody have time, it goes on till 2 o'clock. It's on Kingston High Road, and you can come and do your special tribute and take part in that celebration of Joy Mac's life tonight. Yeah, that's after this. Yeah, but right now I want to introduce to you guys for the first time. This is the Empress. I do declare that this is Empress I declare. Come on, say something to me.
Good evening, and thank you very much for having me. I'm very honoured to be here and to be singing beside Prince Jackie. I hope it all goes well, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Full job.
Full job. Let me get it right.
I'm singing that. You sing your bit. I can sing without a mic. I know it's not. I'm pretty good with this stuff. I work on it very good. So you sing, you don't know I can sing that. Here it goes. I know that.
Go ahead, please.
And this is the tribute to the late great Keith Hudson, my best friend ever, my inspirer, great producer.
You should be in the middle. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry, they keep talking. Okay. Then can you, Sean, make your way to the stage here? Because Sean Kane, the author of a number of record trivia books, is going to quiz us. You're not going to have as much as we expect because time is running short, but at least you will get some. And I've got some little prizes to give away, and there's a joke behind one of them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am glad to hear that some people have had some useful networking opportunities, and that's what this is about. So, without further ado, Sean is a school teacher. He's got a store there, so yeah, look, get the mic.
Right, thank you. Right, thank you, everybody. It was quite eventful getting down here because I live in Essex, and when I got to, I think, Tavistock Road, the sat-nav said, go turn right, so I turned right. When I turned right, continued on, it said turn right again. So I did that, and then I got down to the lights, it said turn right again. So I was going round in the circle, so I had to call Diane, I said, Diane, this is not working out. So she came and she met me, and then that's how I got here. So I'm pleased to be here. Well, as Kwaku said before, I am a school teacher, and I do a bit of writing as well. So I've written about 4 books so far. 1 on business, which is what I teach, and 3 on reggae music. I grew up listening to reggae in Jamaica. Of course, I had to hide and listen to it because my parents were very ardent Christians, and for them this was rap songs, all of these. So we had to hide and listen. And where I used to live was on a little hill, and then just across the road from that was a shop. And there's a jukebox there, there's a bar with a jukebox. I don't know how many of you know about jukeboxes, but there's a jukebox. So you've got your punch and chew, and then you get a punch and chew. So I couldn't do any of that because if people saw that, my dad would hear it straight away. And even before I got home, Dad would have been waiting for me. And you know, at that time, he would let you know that this and that was wrong. And the discipline would be waiting for you. So what I used to do just to listen and enjoy some of this music, if they sent me to the shop, I would pretend that I would drop something, pretend that I didn't know. And I would just continue walking while the music was playing because I wanted to hear it. And then when I got halfway towards the house, I would suddenly realize that I dropped something. I would just slowly walk back to get it, and slowly, because I wanted to hear the music, and that was my chance of doing it. So it was kind of, that was part of how I fell in love with this genre called reggae, and since then I've been listening to it, and it's been great. To me, reggae is it was the voice, or a platform for the marginalized in society. The rich people, they had access to the media, and they had access to government and so on, so they could get their voices heard and what their interests were. They could actually get that across. For the more marginalized, the people from what they call the ghetto, they didn't have that chance because nobody was listening to them. They never had money to bribe anyone to promote them and their causes. So reggae was born out of that need, and then you've got people like Bob Marley and others coming along and expressing all of that, using the platform to express themselves what they were feeling. Of course, you've got younger people coming on the stream and they kind of took it in a different direction, but of course they're expressing themselves, so we've just got to love all of them and appreciate them. So tonight I just want to just share some of the questions, because these books, I'll tell you about them first of all. This one is called Reggae Larger Than Life. And when I came up with the title, I wanted it to be something that people would question. And that's happened, because people are saying, how can you say reggae is larger than life? It's not that reggae is larger than life. What happens, the message of reggae is a global one. It's one that resonates with just about every human being. It doesn't matter what society you're from, what country you're from, what culture. It's about love, it's about peace, it's about happiness, it's about looking after your brother, being your brother's keeper. And if you see something that's wrong, sing about it, let the world know about it, so we can get some justice and we can bring about some understanding for people who were in a kind of a worse off situation and they didn't have access to the established channels to get their messages out. So I just thought that let's put this out there so that people can understand a little bit about reggae. This kind of helps you to understand a little bit about the journey of reggae music. Who's done what, where, when, why, how to make reggae what it is today. And we just thought that we'd share some of that with you, but not in a way that it had to be a text for university or a text that you'd have to, sit and write, read lots and lots of chapters and essays and so. I thought I'd just make it light. Questions, answers, games, and things like those. So I'll just share some of those with you tonight. This one, after having done this, I realized that this was very, as kwaku reviewed it and said, it was very Jamaica-centric. He said it was very Jamaica-centric.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Sean Kane.
Sean?
Kane.
Okay.
Kane and Abel.
Are you brother?
Yeah, I'm a brother. No, I'm here the bad one. Right. So, kwaku said it was very Jamaica-centric, so I thought, well, in retrospect, let's do something that probably had a bit more of a British flavour, because I know this is the home of Lovers Rock, so I thought we'd have to show it some respect. So that's where this came from. I did another one called the Dancehall Trivia Fun Time, the Ultimate Dancehall Trivia Music Book. This is the Reggae Trivia Fun Time, the Ultimate Reggae Music Trivia Book. Got copies at the back there, and there's the banner there, so you can sort of get a snippet of what this is about. So, without further ado, let's just ask a few quick questions. First one I'd like tonight is to share with you is this one. It says, who, despite seeing the no disturb sign, was so tempted to touch that even when he was accosted, he kept putting up resistance until he eventually got himself into double trouble. There is Samuel. All right, very good there. Well done, well done. Right, next one. Which of the following singers found her partner guilty of a crime against her heart in the late 1980s? Guilty, I found you guilty of a crime against my heart. The options are Rita Marley, Judy Mowat, Chevelle Franklin, Cynthia Scott.
Cynthia Scott.
Sorry. Judy Mowat. Right, next one. Identify the singer whose Stony Hill collection of songs won the Grammy Award for the Best Reggae Album in January 2018. The options are Chronix, Damian Marley, J. Boog, Common Kings. Damian Marley. Right. Next one. Red Red Wine is arguably one of the biggest records for British reggae and pop group UB40. Who wrote this song?
Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond.
Right. I have to dig deep for this one now. Next one. Who received a Grammy nomination and was canking sweet in 2017 after introducing the world to his beautiful Queen Majesty the previous year? Chronix. Right, I need to work hard on you, though. Right, next one. Which Birmingham, UK-born reggae singer had a top 2 hit with a Fats Domino classic, It Keeps Raining, Tears From My Eyes, in 1993? The options are Noel McCoy, Maxi Priest, Dennis Al Capone, Bitty McLean. Right. Yeah. Right, next one. Everybody's going to jump up for this now. Paradise was a 1980 lovers rock classic for which Islington was. I told him.
It seems like you guys are going for beat the expert because you guys are telling us how much.
This is like a chase.
Alright, let me repeat the question because I knew that everybody was going to. Alright, I knew everybody was going to jump in. Let's do it again. Paradise was a 1980 lovers rock classic for which Islington, London-born female singer? Jean Alabama.
Jean Alabama.
Yeah. She died 2 years ago. Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can find some more now. Because you're not looking too bad, you know. Too easy. Yes, too easy. Alright, this one now. Bunny Livingston, a former member of the Wailers band, released the popular record Cool Runnings in 1981. What was the name of the album on which this track was originally released? Right. Come on, I'm now jump up again. Right. Next, the options are Soul Rebels, Soul Revolution, Rock and Groove.
Rock and Groove. Rock and Groove.
Rock and Groove, son. Rock and Groove, right. Well, I worked hard this time, but you know what, this one is a giveaway again, go ahead and jump up again. The 1979 hit City Games. No, it's not Janet. Is a timeless lovers rock classic for which of the following celebrated UK-born singers? Carol Thompson, Gina Alabambo, Sandra Cross, or you know what? I was trying to find a name that would put it there for Janet Kay instead of saying Janet Kay. Wait, Janet Kay. I was trying to trick you by putting a different name and say that's not one of the options. I couldn't find one. Listen, that's why he wasn't telling lie. That's why he wasn't telling lie. Dennis Bob, yes.
Drum is 7 farmers and plays drums for that.
Thank you very much, sir. Reading the story and then telling us the thing. Well, that's it. Thank you. Right, let's find a few more and then
That's the last three.
Quaku is trying to tell me now why I was get out of here, you know?
Here's the last three, and I've got some prizes. So instead of just tell the answer, just raise your hand, and if you correct,
All right. Okay, very good.
Last three prizes.
Right, listen now. Remember, raise your hands because you're going to jump up again for this one.
No jumping up.
Right, which fun-loving teenagers hit the big times with Uptown Top Brand King? We had them the last. We had them.
You do not hear the rule. Let me just give the rule again. This is not the jumping time. Because I need to know what to do. So you don't give the answer, you raise your hand, and if you got the right answer, so we're going to try again. So that's the question.
All right, next one.
Listen, if you don't want to just jump up and create chaos, and we'll stretch it out again. Right, next one. Right, Can't Get Over You, On My Mind, and This Time I Promise are hits from the repertoire of which former member of the now defunct group ARP? Well, the songs are Can't Get Over You, Always On My Mind, and This Time I Promise I Never Want to Hurt You Again. Probably one of the lovers rock classic. Nice tunes. Right, the answers are Mitch Mitchell, Davil, Tevin Wong, or Tom Lane. Go on. That's it. Davil. Yeah, right.
Next one.
Right, next one. Let's see if I can grab one from here. Right. Name the England-born dreadlocked balladeer who teamed up with American soul singer Roberta Flack to record the single Set the Night to Music in 1991.
Practice for next time. Probably I'll do this one, but there's a story behind it. You're not getting it. You're supposed to raise your hand. Stop giving the answer. So let's do the last one. Sean, this is the last one. So let's not get it. So this is the last one. Hopefully you can get this one.
Right, last one now. Which of the following crooners fronted the celebrated band Third World from 1976 up until his death in 2014?
Bonnie Ruggs.
No, Bonnie Whaler.
Bonnie Ruggs.
Bonnie Whaler.
Bonnie Clark.
Bonnie Ruggs. Alright, one more time then. Let's see if we can find a pretty hard one this time.
There's the very last one. What did we get to?
I did put my hand up on it, yeah.
You did, but it's the wrong answer.
What do you say?
Right. This one. Right. I was trying to find my money.
In that case.
I'm right.
No, I'm sorry. Please, Jackie, come for your prize.
Thank you, sir.
About 2-3 years ago, we were at the Brenswick Center and Sean did his prize. I think it was.
That night, you know, about this tune. Oh, what about this one? I said I'm breathing on a Sunday afternoon. Some volume on it, please. Ooh, well. I said, I'll take care of you. Remember right now wedding day. You said you'll take care of me, so I'll give you. I promise you.
So we are only, as I said, just remember the last time they played around here. These guys started around, I remember, Gangster Records. So, less tradition. So that's one of their hits. Absolutely. That's one of their hits.
What's your name, brother?
So,
pardon? No, you didn't say, what's his name?
Okay. Well, they want to
yeah.
And it's Les McNeil tradition. And we got Paul Dawkins, you got Tony Matthews, Chris Henry who played bass, Paul Thompson on the keyboards. Okay. We're all local boys, Northwest Indian area. Right. You know what I'm saying? With thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yeah. With respect to everybody, and thank you for your attention. And let's do this. Let's get together as a community and make this thing work. Give everybody. Give me a second.
Yes, so thank you. So, Brand Factor, we've got one representative, but it's a project for young people. So, come and, yes, I'll give you a machine in a moment. So, hello, come over. I think I saw you guys at Harrow. Yes, right. So, what's your name?
My name's Amoy.
Okay, so, I'm not used to all this technology. Yeah, sorry. Oh, we've got two of them. So what's your name?
Oh, Naomi. By the way, our actual contestant from Brett Factor, our representative, could we just give him a round of applause? This is exactly why we do a project like this, because we want he could be doing all sorts of things right now. At his age, he can do all sorts of things, but he's here trying to be a positive representative of his youth. So he's going to sing the rap bit. It's about 15 vocals on this track. So we're going to share between us and do a theme.
You're just going to do a half.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to do Bob Marley and then we're going to do the Brett Factor.
I think we should do Brett Factor. We're just going to do the theme song, get it out there. Please share it, video it, send the message. Please, all the youth you know, come and join Brett Factor. 11 to 25-year-olds. Okay. Share the mic.